Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho Moscow quadruple murders that happened on the 13th of November. This is one of the first breaking news clips that came on this case. I remember following this case from the very beginning, and I needed to debunk something that I think is really important because it's important to stick to the right information. Crime, lies, and videotapes brought out a clip today debunking that the police took the dash cam footage from the neighbors on the 13th. He believes they took it on the 14th. That is not true, and you clearly see this on the news evidence. This is from Creme 2, Idaho News, and they have been on the case. They were the first ones to break the breaking news. I'll show you.
People were found dead in a home just steps away from the University of Idaho campus. Right now, we're continuing to work to get more details tonight. We know that students were ordered to shelter in place for a time this afternoon because of the scene's proximity to campus. That order has been lifted. Creme 2 crews traveled down to Moscow as reports came in earlier today. We go now to Janelle Finch, and she was one of the first reporters on scene to talk with police and with neighbors in the area. Janelle.
I've been here in Moscow on scene since about 3 p.m. Since I've been here, I've watched Moscow police cars come in and out of this neighborhood, where officials found 4 people dead. Neighbors say they began noticing police cars flood the area around 12 p.m. today. Moscow police say they responded to a call here on King Road for an unconscious individual. Upon further investigation, officials found 4 people dead. While police investigated the scene, the University of Idaho enacted a shelter-in-place alert as university officials reported a homicide near campus. As we've stated, that alert is lifted at this time. Neighbors say most people living in this area are a part of U of I Greek life or are students, but we do not know the identities of those involved or who lives at the residence. Officials are investigating.
So this is the proof. You can clearly see that the camera has been taken from 112. You can go back and check it on Creme 2 News on the 13th of November. So these reporters were the first crew on the scene. And you can clearly see that there isn't any camera footage. And I've seen 2 different, this is a detective actually. When he came, the camera was already gone. And I'll show you another footage of who I believe took the camera. It was the Idaho police that first came to the scene. This was all within a couple of hours. So it's better we check all the news clips before we put out something that isn't true. There's a lot of misinformation going on in this case. And when we believe it's a speculation, it's always better to say that it is a speculation. Well, we have to follow the facts in the case, and the dash cam footage was taken earlier on. There's the officer, and I'll show you that he was one of the first detectives on the scene. They came 3 hours, I believe, after the crime happened, after the 4 victims' bodies were found in the house, trigger warning. So that should show you all that this is the right footage. This is another footage from Creme 2. And while that police officer, the detective, was on the door at the neighbors that I just showed you all, you can clearly see that it's the same crime scene from the very beginning. This is when they taped the crime scene, and you can see the police officer. This is the first police officer who knocked at the neighbor's door. And this other clip that